welcome back. My name is Aga and we are in my garden located in Chichester, West Sussex, England. I am going to show you today a little bit of an update on how the garden is looking in December. Not much is going on, obviously, as it's December and majority of things are just dying down for the season. I am trying to do a little bit of clear up in the garden, especially in my veg patch in here in my raised bed. At the moment and recently I have been tackling the spread of raspberries. It started spreading underneath the bed, into the bed, which is not what we want. It's not ideal, so the decision has been made to move the raspberries. I did plan on taking the canes out first and then clearing the bed, but somehow last time that I was in the garden a few days ago, for a little while, I just started clearing out and digging through the bed here. I felt the need to do that suddenly. There is a lot of it coming up, a lot of little roots, basically a network of roots of those raspberries all over this bed, which is impressive and very annoying at the same time. I did not realize that raspberries will spread that vigorously. And it gave me a lot of unplanned and unexpected work additionally during this season now, because that wouldn't be something that I would be having to deal with previously. But that's the life of the gardener, I guess. I don't mind. I actually enjoy doing things like that. It gives me a lot of joy to dig in the ground. And I learn about the plants, about, you know, how things are growing and how to do things and what not to do. And I absolutely don't mind that. I really like it. If you're new to this channel, if you're watching it for the first time, or maybe you have watched my previous videos, please do subscribe. I would very much appreciate that if you do. If you want to leave me a comment in the comment section and share your thoughts, or maybe you have any ideas on how to handle the raspberry situation. I am also going to be sharing my progress with the allotment in my channel during the videos, the upcoming videos. So if you have any ideas, any tips, I am particularly going to be struggling what it looks like with a wet ground. It turns out that due to the rainfalls that we've had so far, and we're only in the middle of December, my plot specifically is quite waterlogged. So I'm going to have to tackle that. Hopefully, maybe I'm naive, but hopefully this is just a seasonal matter, and once we are out of the winter into the spring, the ground will settle a little bit with the water. I am also going to mulch it heavily with both wood chips in terms of pathways and around some of the plants, like once the raspberries are gonna go into the allotment, I will mulch them with wood chip very much. So hopefully this will also provide some of the drainage, and it will consume the water from the ground. And hopefully, because the allotment site is completely new, it has been created by the developer who built the whole area around it. So there was no plants before, except for weeds, obviously, that would grow in that ground. But hopefully once there is more action going on in terms of people planting things and the roots of the plants getting into the soil, it will absorb a lot of the moisture that will be coming from the rain in the future. So I'm positive. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm positive that it can be resolved. So yeah, that will be the focus for the next videos. During the winter, I will be probably spending a little bit more time at the allotment if I will get a chance, rather than in the garden, because my garden is pretty much established at this point. There's always something to do, but not as much as I can now do at the allotment. You know, the allotment plot is now basically a new playground for me. So if you're interested in that kind of content, please do subscribe to my channel, leave me a like under this film, and share any thoughts in the comment section. I will very much appreciate that. I would love to hear what you have to say, your experience, and any tips that you would be kind enough to share with me. Hello, today is Sunday 30th of November. It's nice and sunny, so I have a moment to spend in the garden, and I thought I would cut down the raspberries along the fence here, just to basically trim them. Probably not going to be digging them out today, but at least they will be trimmed, and the first step of the job of removing them from here and replanting them in the allotment plot will be done. So yeah, let's start with that. So I am going to cut the canes at around 50 centimeters height, and I think it's pretty much kind of knee length. So okay, I need to get some scissors as well. Okay, the canes are trimmed, and it's already looking so much better and cleaner. So the next job on another occasion will be to dig those canes out of the ground, save as much roots as I can, and try to replant them in the allotment. So that will be the first job to do. And then I think at the very end, I will, there's another plane coming. And then the last job will be to, unfortunately, but has to be done now, to dig through this bed and try to get rid of all of the new canes of the raspberries that are popping out. So the raspberries invasion has taken over majority of this side of my raised bed. I have managed to clear out the roots on this corner here and through here. And to my surprise, the raspberries were as far as kind of this side, this area here. I had some garlic growing in here, but it was not doing very well. I've removed it as I was clearing the raspberries roots from this area, because I don't think that was viable and nothing will happen to it. And I really feel the need still of completely clearing out this whole area and mulching it and leaving it to rest for the rest of this winter until spring, so that it's nicely rested, fed, so that the worms could regenerate and do their thing. Because right now I am disturbing them quite a lot. I know that. I know it's not good, and I would, if I had a choice, I would not do it. But I have to, because the raspberries are just bonkers. They're pretty much everywhere. And this is not a bed for raspberries to grow in. So I do have to dig it through, disturb the worms, but I will give them some nice feed after I'm finished, and I will mulch this whole area with fresh compost, and yeah, hopefully everything will go back to normal. This odd parsnip, I think I'm going to remove it anyway. I will clear everything off. In those modules, I have planted my garlic, which was long overdue, and I wanted to plant it directly into the ground at the beginning of autumn at the allotment, but the allotment wasn't ready, wasn't released until end of October, and then my health went to hell basically for a very long time, and I wasn't able to do anything. And it started sprouting in my shed. Some of it rotted, and I had to throw it away. And last week I just decided to put what is left into the modules to give it at least a chance. So I have two varieties of garlic and actually two bulbs left, and because it started to sprout, and my allotment plot where I wanted to plant it in directly to the ground is not ready yet, and at the moment is very boggy. So there's no point really to put the garlic in there because I think it will rot. The only thing that I can do is to plant it directly into the modules, so that it doesn't go to waste. The two varieties that I have is the pink Germidor or Germidor and white Casablanca. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to split the bulbs into the singular cloves. It's quite tough and soft at the same time. I hope it's still okay, but if it's sprouting, then I hope it's still viable. Oops, never mind.
anything that can be saved, that's good.
So today the plan is to dig through the rest of this side and get rid of all of the raspberries that keep on popping up, and to remove as much of the roots that are spreading. I am digging through the whole thing, not just where you can see the new canes popping up, because as I was clearing this area, I have noticed that there is a network of roots underneath this whole bed. So I just want to remove as much as I can to minimize the risk of them popping up again. Like in here, there's another one growing up from a tiny root that if I didn't dig it through, I wouldn't noticed until probably a few days. These buggers are everywhere. How rude. Whoa. if you can see it from that angle. This is a whole family. What the actual hell? Nice. I wonder if I could put it in the water and then plant it in the allotment. Will that grow if they grow so vigorously? Because this is like a proper size. These are good canes. Interesting. I could sell them on eBay. Look how many canes I have, like a proper size canes. That's 4, that's 7 together. By the way, the type of the raspberry that I have in my garden is called polka. Surprise, surprise. If any of you is unaware, although I live in England, I am Polish. And when I was looking for a raspberry canes to purchase last year, or maybe that was even at the beginning of this current year, but in the early spring, I didn't even know that there is a variety called polka. And obviously that was my choice. Because how could I not? I recently also found that there is a dahlia called polka, and I am strongly considering purchasing some tubers to have in my garden as well. Oh, there's another one. Just in here. And another one. Oh, and the whole network of them. Ta-da! These are actually, should I keep them? Oh, in the bucket you go. So I now have 9. Just to show you up close, because I went on a whim and kind of put the wood chip away to the sides where the canes are planted, and you can see there's so many new shoots popping up. So there is a lot of new growth near the canes, like around the canes as well. I am expecting to see the same thing around every cane in here. And mind you, these were singular canes when I planted them in early this year. 5 of them, 5 singular canes. So yeah, if you are in the hunt for a vigorous raspberry variety, polka might be your thing. Just make sure you give them a lot of space. So I managed to save 11 baby raspberry canes. I've put them in this little bucket of water and see if they survive the next few days, because I don't know when I will be able to potentially go to the allotment and put them in the ground. But also considering that probably, like I mentioned just a minute ago, most of those canes that I will be digging out from here, they most likely have some baby canes around them anyway. So I don't know if I need to save those babies, because I don't know how many raspberries do I actually need. But I'll keep them for now. I'll put the bucket into the greenhouse here, so the water hopefully doesn't freeze, because we're supposed to have some colder nights now. If you see some random bits of wood in my greenhouse, that's some of the elements of a shed that I bought for the allotment. It was delivered into my home address because it came in pieces, and majority of the shed for the allotment is in my shed. I have managed to paint all of it, so these are some of the elements here, and also what you will not be able to see now, the bigger elements of it are now resting in here on my decking. I also painted it, except for the one on the top, because that one got broken on during delivery, and they immediately basically replaced it with a new one. So I'm not going to paint the broken one, but it's serving me as a cover for the rest of it. Not much has changed in the garden in this area here. It's pretty much the way it was as I left it at the end of November. I just wasn't prioritizing doing any of the jobs here because of the shed. I was spending any minute of my time that I had on painting it. All of the trees are at this point naked, lost all of their leaves. Haven't done any jobs in this border either, with removing of decayed plants from here, and the leaves. There's some weeds that needs to be done, but again, this is not a priority. It can be done in January. It doesn't look the best, but it doesn't matter at this point. At this point, the garden is just resting, and I'm doing any other little jobs that are needed at the moment, like the bloody raspberries removal. I am planning to dig out this plant and divide it and put half of it in the allotment as well. I think it will do very well in there. At some point I will chop down these verbenas here and let the new growth develop over the spring. I can see that the camellia at the back is having lots of new buds as well, so that's good. What I would like to do now is to plant some of my spring bulbs into those pots. I am very behind with planting spring bulbs. I haven't done any of it. Okay, so I have a few boxes, baskets of my spring bulbs. These are mainly narcissus, hyacinths, and what else? Muscari. I don't do tulips anymore because they are annoying. Yeah, they basically rot because of the amount of rain that we have, and not much is coming out of it, at least for me, so just don't bother with tulips anymore. No fiffling about, just shoving quite a bit of compost in, just making sure that it's loose. So they just go in randomly, don't care much. These are some hyacinths as well. If I'm saying the word hyacinths the wrong way, don't mind me. I know that you know what I mean. Okay, I think I'm going to cover it up a little bit. The rest in. The thing with bulbs is that they will always find their way up to the sun, so you don't really have to worry about it too much. If you're in a hurry, for example. Just throw them in. Okay, that is one done. Up next, another mix of unknown varieties. Oh, this is rotten. This is rotten. This is rotten. This is not rotten. This is rotten. This is, what is it? Look. Look. have here is some of the muscari that I used to had planted directly in the ground behind the shed before the shed was built. And then I cut them out because I thought I will save the seeds. And then I didn't do anything with it, so it's just stems with seeds attached to the bulbs. But I also have some of the narcissus in here. Hold up. Crocuses. Okay, crocuses will go at the very top. Let me move the narcissus into a different box. Okay, bulbs. Oh wait, I know what I wanted to do. Ta-da! Because I remember last year I wanted to put some of the muscari bulbs into a small terracotta pot and keep it in the shed, inside the shed by the window. So I'm going to do that. I wonder if those little ones germinate and produce anything as well. But I guess this is how they spread, right? Like in the wild. They produce seeds. Those seeds go in the ground. And also the bulbs produce a lot of babies, little babies around the original bulb.
There's tiny seeds inside. Can you see? Oh, I just dropped it. Okay. Ooh, nearly got me in the eye. Okay. Trying to catch at least one to show you. There we go. Can you see that tiny black seed? And there's another one on my sleeve. Okay. I've never done this before. I wonder if this will do anything. I might just take one of those stems where there is still seeds and do an experiment. Put it in a separate pot, sprinkle it into a separate pot, and maybe also keep it separately, maybe in the shed or maybe in the kitchen at home, to see what will happen. How does it work? I want to know. Okay, I think that will be enough. I will, because it's going to take me a long time, I will remove the seeds from those stems, maybe in the shed, because it's not windy in the shed. And I will try to find a different pot, a smaller pot, so that I can keep it inside. And see if the muscari will grow from seed. That'll be interesting. So I have a box here with some of the spring bulbs as well. I think when I bought them, the assumption was that they would go into my flower border. Have to put them in there. I also have a bag of onions. And I think that was meant to go to the allotment along with the garlic. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to be putting them in the modules. Or should I? I do have some small modules that I could do it. I might put them in the modules first. And then I have a bag of dwarf daffodils as well. And I think that was supposed to go to the allotment as well. It doesn't seem rotten, surprisingly, but they do sprout. Yeah, not sure if the conditions of the soil are good at the moment at the allotment to put anything in the ground directly in there. It's getting late. I mean, it's not that late. It's around 4 p.m. but it's getting dark, and I know that the quality of the video is not going to be great when I record anything around this time of the day at this point. So I'm going to finish this vlog right now, and anything that happens after will probably go into the next vlog.
Thank you again so much for watching, and for watching until the very end. Please do like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. And thank you to those few of you who did comment under my previous videos. That's very kind and sweet of you. I do appreciate any interactions like this, because that means that you do enjoy watching the videos, and that gives me a lot of motivation to do them. It does give me a lot of joy. I am quite surprised at how fascinated I am about making the videos now, and getting better equipment and microphones and tripods and stuff like that to get better angles, because I do see that this makes a difference. So yeah, it does give me a lot of joy, and seeing any kind of feedback and any subscribers to my very, very new channel. Let's not kid each other. I've only done 3 videos so far, but it does give me a lot of joy and some kind of confirmation that someone else is also enjoying the videos as well. So thank you so much for that. Thank you to all of you who subscribed so far, and for the likes that you've left under the previous videos, and the comments as well. That's it for today, and I will see you in the next video, probably after the New Year's. Bye.